flow. Go ahead.
Going into pretty much, you know, how the Lord got to speed these days up because of the wickedness.
Yeah.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4. I'm going to start at verse 10. And it says, he pleased the Most High, which is talking about Enoch, but it's talking about the elect here in these times when you look at it spiritually. But it says, he pleased the Most High and was beloved of him, so that living among sinners he was translated. Yea, speedily.
And that's ultimately, when you read the stories of your forefathers, those aren't just stories that's sitting on pages. Right. You're supposed to link that to yourself and what you're going through. Enoch represents the first that we know of to be beamed up into a chariot. And as you read the scriptures, we know that he was obedient. As the sons of God were going left, he represented a righteous legacy being forward. He stuck to the script, and that's what the remnant are doing. That's what Moses eventually did. He was turned back to his purpose and ultimately walked the right path, man. Okay? To be delivered. Go ahead.
Gun. Verse 11. Yea, speedily was he taken away, lest that wickedness should alter his understanding, or deceit beguile his soul.
See, if we were to stay here in these bodies, if Esau even really set up his NWO and got Revelation 13 popping to where it really popped, and he did it for years and years and years, the elect they would be killed off. And if the elect be killed off, then that means the promise is null and void. The elect would have to be alive. Okay? Although the Lord is going to raise some of our forefathers from the dead, the elect are going to be alive, which means the Lord is going to sustain you. Okay? He's going to have you in a position to where you eat, you drink, you be covered up until that point. You see? Go ahead.
Verse 12. For the bewitching of naughtiness doeth obscure things that are honest, and the wandering of concubines doeth undermine the simple mind.
See, it's getting so wicked out here. You want to say something?
Yeah, just going into, that's what it's saying right there. You know, it's so wicked that's out here. You got souls that are just pretty much, I'm used to it pretty much. Right. You know, it's so wicked out here, it's the norm. Right. You know, that's where the word conceal, obscure means to conceal. Yep. So bad.
Mess us up.
Right.
Exactly. If this world was able to continue, our children, everybody would be devoured. It's too wicked. You know, your child throwing up the salute and saying, but at the end of the day, at some point, they get devoured by this world. That's right. If Yahweh Shah didn't come back. And we got some bitter herbs here, some horseradish root for you suckers out there, man.
It makes the suckers' thighs rot out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Man. And that, all that is, Salaki. I was going to just say, all that's tied to the... But pretty much all the bewitching of naughtiness, the wickedness that's going on, this is tied to the bitterness that the righteous man is going to see and want to cry unto the Lord about. Right. And you got guys that are pacifying it. And that just goes to show you that people, and just tying back to your point, Elder, they're not really bitter in this captivity. They're enjoying it here. If they want it to be longer, they'd have it so. You know? Yep. Just to add to that.
Can I get that word bewitching? That word bewitching simply means enchanting or delighting. So the bewitching of knowledge means that it's intriguing. And you know, as we've seen lately, you know, you got a lot of people out there that's even of Israel, they're sacrificing unto fertility quotes. You know, basically like Asterisk, Ilnana, and things of that nature. And how would you worship these cults? By like what the Saquon beautifully said, being nasty, and this is what's pushed on this world, being nasty in any capacity that you could be. You know what I'm saying?
Egypt was full of what? Those wicked ways, man. Yep. This is why we got to get out of here. Egypt is where you get dildos from. That origin of those were Egypt. Okay, the system that we live in is all rooted in Egypt, which is against our spirit. When you get the law, statutes, commandments that were given unto us, they were what? Anti-Canaan, anti-Egypt, to keep us separated and holy, you see, from the ways of the wicked. So the Lord gave us law, man. So now we live in a world that's engulfed with all of these particular idols, which marks as the new Egypt. So it's beguiled the souls of our people, man. So the Lord left an elect, but if the Lord didn't come get us, eventually we'd be devoured.
Right.
Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 24, start at verse 20. But pray that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Now that proves what? That proves one thing. A couple things. One of the main things it proves is that the Halabashim Rashad knows what we're up against. He's not confused. That's why it speaks about the treasure in earthen vessels. So he knows that we're up against a mountain. That's why he pushes us to cleave to him,
Right.
not to ourselves. When you got other guys out there that's cleaving to themselves, so what are they gonna do when our hell break loose? What are they gonna do?
Right.
Okay, they're gonna fold. Okay, because it was not built for us to do this on our own. It was built for us to lean on Yahweh Bashim Shai, cast our burdens on Yahweh Bashim Shai, to gather spiritual strength from heaven, not earthly strength.
I got one real quick. 2 Peter chapter 2.
And if the Lord permits, we'll get into Exodus 14. You understand? Beautiful chapter the apostle wants to go into. But ultimately, we'll just flow in the spirit. And there was a question that somebody asked about, being circumcised. So we'll deal with that as well. Lord willing, you brothers and sisters be edified. Go ahead.
2 Peter chapter 2, verse 8 and 9. It says, "For that righteous man dwelling among them," talking about Lot, "and seeing and hearing vexes righteous soul
See,
from..."
when you read about Lot, you got to apply that to yourself. Don't just let these scriptures, like the Christian church, these things didn't mean nothing.
Right, yeah.
Lot means something. You're supposed to tie that to what you're going through. He was vexed with the filthy conversation. He was in Sodom. All right, those 5 cities, they were at their height at that point. So he was listening to all kind of nasty talk. And that's what now the Lord is allowing us to look into that hole, like it talks about in Ezekiel, the 8th chapter. We're looking into that hole. Even Israel, the 2/3 of the 2/3, even there's 2/3 in Israel, though. There's Israelites who are just completely wicked.
Right, yeah.
Bringing the practices of the world, bringing the practices of Egypt, which that's Christianity. When you deal with Christianity, the roots of it is Babylonian, Egyptian customs, and merged in with the scriptures. You're seeing the same thing happen all over again. And you brothers and sisters can't marvel at that as if the truth ain't the truth, because you got Jake reneging, talking about I'm no longer an Israelite, saying that the Israelites are crazy. That's an aspect of being a follower of Yahweh Bashim. The world's going to hate you, so prepare to be hated, prepare to be lied on, prepare to be mocked on a level that we haven't felt. Now, the Lord has prepared us through the whole great pedo thing.
Right.
That was the Lord preparing us for what's getting ready to happen. So the water Yahweh Bashim Shai, we already kind of got a taste of being tied to something, because that's crazy to be tied to. But the Lord was preparing us for this bitterness we're getting ready to go through.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the exodus out of this new Egypt is going to be bitter.
Yeah.
Okay? But it's going to be sweet too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the Lord is, we're going to another glory. We ain't going to be sitting doing videos for the rest of our time as Israelites. That wasn't the Lord's intent. The videos, the preaching of the word was one aspect, one glory. We're getting ready to go to another glory through the Spirit. And you got to speak it, you got to believe it in order for you to be dealt with by the Lord, to be a part of it. If you don't believe it, if you doubt, docile, then you ain't going to see it.
Right. Yep.
Go ahead.
John chapter 15, starting at verse 14. Ye are my friends, if you do whatsoever I command you. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth. But I have called you friends.
Friends, the friends of Yahweh Shai. You have particular spirits. When you look at the man next to you, you got to understand that could be a spirit that was literally with Yahweh Shai before the earth was created. Certain brothers' children that's being born, those are probably spirits that were with Yahweh Shai from the foundation of the earth. And they had to be here. You see? Yahweh Bashim Shai is working. This is a family reunion. So at the end of the day, this man, these could all be the Yahweh Shai's friends. That's who's being sent to the nation of Israel to tell them the end is coming at the end. The friends of the Lord. Okay? And you got to ask yourself, is your leader singing a new song? If they not, they ain't men of the Lord. Go ahead.
For all things that I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you.
See? And he was with his men at that time. He opened their minds and breathed into the Holy Spirit. Now he's on the right-hand side, sending down the understanding into, starting with our apostles, bishops, elders, and the men that labored before them, which they never sold out. Okay, they stuck on the right path, man. Our apostles, bishops, and elders, they didn't take no bag. They didn't make this truth about cult of personality. They kept it about the truth. And it's paid off. It's worked. People call it dumb, low, stupid, boring. Now, people are finding out that was the best way to go. The water Yahweh Bashim Yahshua for leadership that didn't sell out, that didn't get weak, that didn't fold. Because it's easy. Simplicity in Yahweh. If they stuck to the simplicity in Yahweh Shah, man. See? All the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. We're blessed beyond measure to have leaders that literally did the right thing. And I believe this is the house of David. Wholeheartedly. If you don't believe that, if you doubt that, pray. This is the house of David, man. The Lord said in the latter days, the tabernacle of David will be rebuilt as in the days of old. It's got to be somewhere. We can't sit here and be like, well, how about you? No. To the pure, all things are pure. But to them that are defiled, is nothing pure. We're not here with a gray area. We're not here with doubts. We're here to tell you the 100% truth of what the Lord gave us from the heavens. Right. And it's here. The truth is in the earth.
Right.
If you follow the scriptures, man.
Verse 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain.
See, as wicked as Israel would get, the Lord would always have his church set up, man. And they will bring forth fruit, the fruit meet for repentance, man. We're not here to boast in ourselves. We're not here to boast in these garments we got on, these fringes. We're here to uplift Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay? Go ahead.
That whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, which proves you got to know the name, he may give it you. But you got to be bringing forth fruit. You got to be doing the work. He gave you the measure. He gave you the talent. Now you got to go let that light shine. Then when you pray and ask, you have the confidence. Why? Because you're doing what he told you to do.
Right.
Now he will answer you. Now,
We're asking for what the Lord wants. When we pray the Lord's prayer, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven, we asking for what the Lord wants. You see? That's why it's coming to pass.
Right.
You know? We're doing what was taught.
Right. The new song. The new song was given to speak the end into existence. When you read Revelation 13, John seen Revelation 13, the beast is playing. Then you got Revelation 14, which is the counter to that, which is the men of the Lord who have the new song going out to the highways and the byways in these videos, proclaiming the end. Don't worship the beast's images marked. Fear Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That's what we're doing. So that new song was only given to the friends of Yahweh Shai. Now there's certain Israelites who have portions and it's cute, but in the grand scheme of things, it's only one truth.
Right.
And this is what Jake don't want to accept. We're crazy enough to tell you, yeah, it's only one truth, man.
one way, one door.
One door. In the church of Yahweh Shai, what did he say in, somebody get Acts 1:8, Yahweh Shai? Real quick. And then we'll deal with a few questions that some brothers had, and then, get into the lesson.
This is Acts 1 and verse 8. It reads, "And ye shall receive power after that the Holy Spirit."
Start at the verse before. What did they ask? Started with the ask.
Okay, verse 7.
You got the NLT?
6 probably.
No, that's good. Jake and everything. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. This KJV here.
King James King.
Acts 1 and 6. All right, it reads, "When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, would thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?"
See, that was what the disciples were worried. They were telling, like, is the kingdom coming? And a lot of the Jews struggled with that followed Yahweh. They wanted the end. They thought the end was coming at the end of that Rome. No, the end would come at the revival of Rome, which marks as the new spiritual Egypt. Go ahead.
Verse 7. "And he said unto them, It is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father hath put in his own power. But ye shall receive power after that the Holy Spirit is come upon you. And ye shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem and in all Judea and in Samaria and unto the uttermost part of the earth."
Which is where we are now, in the uttermost parts of the earth. So, just like the elder was saying, it's going to be the revival of Rome when the kingdom is going to be restored unto Israel. You see? And that's what it's all about. See, everybody want to do what they want to do instead of what the Lord wants. And when has the Lord ever not gotten what he wanted? You see? those friends, I would say those friends of Yahweh, those friends of Yahweh, because Jeremiah 3:15, it tells you that those pastors that after the Most High's heart, those are his friends. So Yahweh himself said, these are my friends. Yahweh said, these are my friends. It's talking about the same group of people. You see? Is it more?
I want to read it in the NLT.
Okay, sure.
It's Acts 1:7 in the NLT. It says, he replied, the Father alone has the authority to set those dates and times. And they are not for you to know. But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes upon you. And you will be my witnesses, telling people about me everywhere. In Jerusalem, throughout Judea, and in Samaria, and to the ends of the earth.
The ends of the
Man,
earth.
beautiful.
So the church of Yahweh Shai will be in the ends of the earth.
That's right.
Witnessing about Yahweh Shai, talking about the resurrection, going into the Passover, keeping the traditions. See? And ultimately uplifting the name of Yahweh Shai.
And being hated for it.
And those witnesses, when you go into that word, it goes into the faith being so genuine that they're willing to die for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You see? If you're going to eat lettuce instead of horseradish, you ain't willing to die for this thing. It is what it is. But that's what, the Lord is showing you who his men are. You see? He's showing you through the Spirit, and then he's going to show you once it gets physical.
Yep.
Okay? You got something?
Yeah, go to John 15, jump to verse 18. If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you.
That's what I'm saying. They hated Yahweh so much that they chose Barabbas. It's the same group of people doing the same things. You see? We come in the stead of Yahweh and the apostles. You see? So the tribulation and the persecution, Yahweh already let us know that Jacob was going to act this way. That's why we ain't tripping.
Right.
You know? We just don't. Our duty is to keep on teaching.
Right.
We witnessed it through our apostles and elders. You see? No matter what's been said, at the end of the day, they keep on teaching. You got it?
If you, verse 19, if you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hate you.
You see, it's a distinction between the elect and the 2/3. Although it's all the same nation, some are going to be with it, which is the elect. Some are not going to be with it. That's why you guys Zechariah 13, it says the 2/3 is going to be cut off and die. And just honestly on the cool, the 2/3 is going just as hard in wickedness as the elect is in righteousness.
Right.
That's the ultimate battle. And all this is going on while Esau is gearing up along with the other nations to bring in WW3.
Right.
You see? So with all these moving parts, it's still our duty to stay in the spirit.
Right.
Right.
Now they'll talk about how GMS is the most hated group. Okay, great. We're supposed to be. They hated the prophets before us. They hated Yahushua. And with Yahushua's words, he said they're gonna hate you. So if you're saying we faith-based, though we must live by faith, the just shall live by faith. Most hate it. It lines up with prophecy.
Right. We're getting ready to be blamed for all of the world's problems.
Yep.
Specifically GMS.
Yep.
You can see all of them. Sodnetter, IUIs, all of them abandoned. They're all banding together to say you niggas are the problem.
Yep.
That's what you see happening. Because we have to drink of that cup.
See?
See? And there's no way around it. This is a part of the straight gate. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, there's no, it can't go no other way. If you want to be a follower of Yahweh Shai, it comes with it. We just witnessed our people choose Barabbas. Yeah. So that was a taste of you, that was your stripe. See, Yahweh Shai has stripes, but we have to feel those stripes, but we feel them in the spirit. It says in Luke 22, ye have continued with me in my temptations, therefore I grant unto you a kingdom.
Yep.
So it ain't just no thing where y'all believe. No, you have to go through it. You have to, you have to really feel if you're a follower of Yahweh Shai. Because what was happening to the followers of Yahweh Shai on the Passover? They were being persecuted, right? They damn sure wasn't auctioning off men and women to be married. They damn sure wasn't selling the t-shirts and fringes, having a party, jumping up and down. They were heavy.
Yeah. Yep. I got something real quick. 1 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 5 and 6. It says, for our gospel came not unto you in word only, but also in power and in the Holy Spirit and in much assurance, as ye know what manner of men we were among you for your sake. Verse 6. And ye became followers of us and of the Lord, having received the word in much affliction, with joy and the Holy, with joy of the Holy Spirit.
Because guess what? You gotta take the sufferings. It talks about you being settled in suffering. The Lord has to do that. Why? So that the outward man is going to perish, and your inward man can get closer to Him and grow. It can flourish. So that when all hell breaks loose, you're prepared. You're that tree with the deep roots. You one of them trees. You one of them with them deep roots. No matter what storm come through. Okay, it might hurt, it might sting, but you're still there.
Because see, Jake, reneging.
Yeah.
The wind. See, Jake, it's a lot of you Israelites are trying to put yourself in the position to be accepted by Esau.
Yep.
And loved by the world because you're like, oh shit, this comes with a lot. You telling Pharaoh he getting ready to fall, and Esau got way more power than Pharaoh did. Esau is on another level. With the blessings he's been given, see, this magic and stuff Pharaoh was able to do, Esau is doing that on a whole other level.
Yep.
You see? And we're before Pharaoh telling him he gonna fall, so Jacob's like, oh shit. I love white people. This is the Hebrew Israelites are hateful.
And that's the thing, you can't run. You can't run. You see, it's already out there. You see, just because you don't believe, just because you don't believe that the judgment is coming, or just because you try to shy away from it, don't mean it's gonna stop.
You still gonna have to suffer. You're gonna have to go through the straight gate.
Yeah.
Everybody gonna go through the straight gate.
Exactly.
It's just what is your mindset going through it?
Right.
Yep.
And that's going a lot of people gonna bow. Look for a lot of Israelites to bow. When the jab came out, Israel bowed. A lot of these niggas bowed.
Sure did. Yep.
So a lot of these Israelites are gonna accept the new world order. And if you taught the children of Israel to take that jab, you're wicked.
Right.
And Yahweh Bashim Yahshua is gonna judge you. If you told the children of Israel to go take that juice, you're wicked.
That's right.
Right? Because ultimately you're preparing our people to what? Bow the knee to the image of Baal. What does it say in Exodus, 2nd Exodus, the 15th chapter? My people are led as a flock to the slaughter, man. And you aided in it?
Man, yeah. And the shepherds pitying them not.
Right. Right. Now there was something I know the Apostle Recall, I know you wanted to deal with. There was a question, but he probably, Yeah, go ahead.
St. John 15:2. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit is taken away, and every branch that beareth fruit, he purchased it that it may bring forth more fruit, Lord, to what you brought us.
Right, suffering, because think about it. You want that crown, don't you? Jake want to sit at the table with your house shot. Do you know who that is?
We can bring the camera up here.
And that's why it says, blessed he that read it, because when you read, you understand, oh, we do have to suffer. It reminds you over and over again. That's why I said, blessed he that read it. Because you're going to run across those scriptures that remind you, this ain't no party. You're going to have to suffer. He suffered. You want to be glorified when he comes? Well, you're going to have to suffer and walk that walk. Yahweh sent him, he sent you. What you going to do?
Yep.
You got to go through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven. We have no choice. And Yahweh Shai set up us great leaders to tell us that from the beginning. They didn't sugarcoat anything. So we understood it in the straight gate, even though we have to experience it to understand it deeper through the experience.
Yeah.
You know, that's
That's what makes roots grow deeper when you study a tree or plants is when it's going through something.
right.
Like if it's going through heavy winds or tribulation, the tree will instinctively grow its roots deeper so it can be more stable.
Right.
Wow.
Olive tree's roots are so deep that it can even survive a fire. So a fire can hit, and it may burn down a portion of it, but it's so deeply rooted in the soil, the roots, that it can regrow even after a fire. That's why the Lord likens us to an olive tree. There's particular oil in the olive tree that's fire resistant.
Yeah.
So ultimately, it won't destroy the tree.
That's right.
And that's the elect.
That's right. I got this real quick. This is Sirach. I'm not Sirach. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 2. We're talking about mindset ultimately, and you see there's opposing mindsets that are going out there, pretty much everybody's opposed to Great Millstone. This is the school of the prophets.
That's it.
And what we're teaching is to get ready for Jacob's trouble. And to get your faith game up and to put it out there of the confession of the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua that you may be covered. While everybody else wants to play in battle and pretend like they have all these happy marriages and like, you know, whatever is going on in their daily life, like this is it. We're telling you, forget all that. Because that's what the scriptures say.
Right, and it's nothing wrong if you have a union with your woman and y'all enjoy each other's company and it's fun. We ain't saying you gotta go home and kick over the steak and be an asshole, but you have to, even Neely Fuller, he understood that really you don't have a true marriage in the system of white supremacy.
Right.
You're not, the role we play here is not really the role of a man.
Yeah.
We're little children trying to get a little cheese off the trap so we don't get, you know, trapped in the trap.
Right.
You sneakily running around, you know, hiding who you really are. It's just, it's not conducive to life. So you're not really, you're a prisoner.
Right.
So you have to look at your marriage in perspective. So there's nothing wrong that y'all are cool and you really have a, you know, this is fun to you. You know what I'm saying? You have certain women, you have connections. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But you got to keep it in perspective.
This ain't living.
Right.
This is just a passing through point. You gotta remind yourself that. Check yourself. Right? Ecclesiastes 7:2 says, it is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. And that's what they want you to do. They want you to go to the house of feasting. Merriment and joy. So you put off the coming of the day of the Lord. And you focus on that sandwich and the music and all the other BS. You know?
Yeah, the simplicity in Yahweh Shai is the best for now. Because it'll get greater later, like Devin the Dude said. See? It's going to get greater later. So we suffer now. We have our daily bread. You know, you have a marriage, so-called, you take care of your business, you do what you got to do to the best of your ability. And you put this, you know what I'm saying? Everything else will work itself out.
That's right.
We're not here to be father of the year, husband of the year. Sometimes you wish you could, but it ain't really like that. You see what I'm saying? So you have to understand that we're pilgrims. What is a pilgrim? Somebody get a pilgrim in the second Esdras, and then somebody get in Peter where it says
Peter,
abstain
okay.
from things that fleshly lust. Because we're in the flesh. The flesh is meant to relax. The flesh is meant to enjoy. The flesh is meant to, prosper. You know what I'm saying? That's the flesh. But the spirit is contrary to the flesh because Yahweh Shai denied his flesh. As Adam, he fell into his fleshly lust. As Solomon, he fell into his fleshly lust. But as Yahweh Shai, he gave the whole life up to the Most High. See, that's what we have to focus on right now. Enjoyment and happiness and all of that, that's an aspect of life, yes. But this ain't the time for that. So you keep whatever you have in perspective. Yep.
It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. Why? Because you're in a more disciplined mindset to accept wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Right? And accept things for what it is. The heart of the
That
wise.
don't mean you in a corner looking like Tim Dog.
Yeah.
Like remember brothers went out with Asha Allah, he's sitting in the corner with a black woman. Why you go out?
Yeah.
That don't mean, you know what I'm saying? But there's a vibration, man. You gotta be,
Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth.
If you got wisdom, you're looking at this world like this is out of order.
Right.
Everything you see, now that you got the wisdom, you understand because the laws of the Lord reintroducing himself to that chosen lineage. So what he did was gave us an insight into what Adam was doing, what Adam was given. That's what the laws were. He gave us an insight into what he required, how he works, how he wants the earth to be ran. It was an insight. The law was kind of like an insight into the mind of the Lord. So now that we have an insight into the mind of the Lord, we look into the world and we're like, oh, This is out of order.
Yep. Yep.
We're judges now. This is why we so hard on Alazar, because we're actual judges. We're not, you know what I'm saying? We ain't just no regular civilians in a fight like y'all. We're actually judging matters.
Yeah, the scriptures say to not to spare the rod for your children. You see, when you got badass kids like Alazar, they're not gone, they never got a whooping. They can't be admonished or rebuked. They're badass kids. And you see it. That's why you got you know, ultra light skin talking about, ugh, I just don't like the way it tastes. I like lettuce.
Yeah, I don't want to.
You know, that real weak, faggoty spirit, man.
Yeah,
And we ain't in the time. We ain't in the time of that soft, sweet, sugar plum spirit, man.
Yeah, the side.
You know?
But he's a leader.
Yeah.
But the bitterness. I don't eat bitter herbs. It's just bitter. I'll eat lettuce. You at the camp with a lettuce lamb wrap.
Yeah.
Now, at the end of the day, we're rehearsing, but the mindset behind that.
Right.
Yeah. We're not saying because we eat bitter herb, we're going to be saved above you.
It's a mindset.
It's a
Right.
mindset.
Right.
Yeah, you're supposed to, the bitter herb is eaten on the Passover for the purpose of remembering the bitter captivity.
That's right.
And ultimately, the bitter captivity is going to be now.
Yeah. You know, but
The
like,
past 3 weeks, of what's been going on with this whole thing started with a fucked up mindset.
Facts.
We could possibly be here for 1,000 more years. That's a
After that,
fucked up mindset.
The Lord was like, enough of you.
And now that the floodgates are open, Jake can't take it.
yeah, because Jake acts like a kid with daddy issues, man. He still like the way it tastes. You sound like a bitch. And no one's told you that. You know, no one's told you, hey man, you sound like a little bitch.
That's Alazar's fruit. Right. That's the fruits of Alazar. Someone who's like, oh, I don't want any bitter herb because it's nasty. Bitter, see, a lot of people don't understand that, and the brother Kanak, he's over there, but bitters are important for the body.
Right.
Everything ain't supposed to be sweet. There's
Right.
particular herbs the Lord put in the herb that are bitter, that the back of your tongue is waiting on that bitter taste so that it can start to function and secrete mucus through your intestines, and so that your body can flow.
Right.
You need bitter.
Yep.
Bitter is needed, but Jake don't want the bitter. That's why Hassad would say, you know, I don't want no more. That's what Hassad would say. Like, your bitter is good for you. You know, everything ain't supposed to. We've been taught as Israelites that everything's supposed to be pleasing to the taste. That ain't how the Lord operates. There's bitters in the earth. You gotta. This walk through America was. What does America mean? Amargo means bitter. So there's a bitter aspect to this walk.
Yeah, the bitterness open up your taste buds. So eating up the whole roll, open up our taste bud on a spiritual level. Now we see things. They haven't eaten the whole roll.
When they add bitters also, they contribute to destroying like diseases.
That's
For what? And these jakes, they got the mindset of disease. You know, they disease, so that's why they don't want the bitters ultimately, man.
Yeah.
The bitters are good for you. They clean your system.
Right.
You know.
And they expose that would expose them. You were
Right.
saying something earlier about how the bitters they expose them. You can expound on it.
Well, I was just thinking about when in the scripture in the book of Numbers it talks about if a woman, if her husband is thinking that she's committing adultery, and the priest, what they give her is that bitter water, right, to see if she's truthful or not. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys, they running from that bitter water because really, as we're the wives to Yahweh Shai, a lot of these guys get exposed by the bitterness.
Wow.
They get exposed by the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of cheese style. It will ride out. The scripture talk about it. It will ride out. You know. Yeah. So you like the waters to the spirit, man. Things that try us out to see if we're fornicating against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So if you had a woman and you think that she's messing around on you, you take her to before the priest, and the priest bring out that bitter water, and she's like, I just don't like the way it tastes. Can you bring the lettuce water? She'd be like, bitch, you know what I'm saying? You know?
That's heavy.
And so, you know,
Right, you find that this got an OnlyFans page.
right. And that's a lot of these guys in the spirit. A lot of these guys are OnlyFans gimmick prophets. You know?
Yeah, they're whores.
Yep.
They're like, they open their leg for any and everything.
They don't cry out.
Nope.
Spiritual.
And so guess what? When all hell break loose, and they get very, very bitter, they're not prepared because their mentality is already weak. They have a leader that's teaching them. So they ain't prepared for anything dirty.
Yep.
You know, anything rough,
Right.
anything harsh that they gotta have faith through. See, that's why it says the just shall live by faith. Because what you're gonna see is gonna be messed up. We're gonna see more and more messed up things. So our mindset is very important.
Yep.
Very, very important. If you're a leader, you gotta teach. You know, you gotta teach your man that. Those who believe in, believe in his truth.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
So, you know, you gotta check your spirit, man. A lot of stuff, you know, everybody, oh, GMS is so mean. Bro, y'all need dads, man.
Right.
Like, you can tell Jake need a daddy, man. And for those that have children that want to be something, do you let up whenever they say they don't want to? No. They're children. You know? Like, if I see my son whining on the field, I get pissed off. I don't like that. Man up. Get up. Go harder. Same thing with my daughter. I'm patty cake with my daughter like that. Love my daughter. Yeah, I made an A. Good. That's what you're supposed to be. You ain't supposed to be a dumbass.
Right.
Gosh, no, man. Guys, man, when we get on Al-Azhar and these other people, I don't think about Al-Azhar in my day-to-day life. I don't give a shit about him. But if it comes out that he's getting popped up the ass by his woman, I'm going to say something. You got the whole nation of Israel acting like faggots over this guy, man.
Pity patty.
Come leave him alone. He repent. No, he didn't, man.
Right.
Because why did the Lord allow that?
Now,
You gotta
so,
look into it.
all of a sudden, open rebuke is now hating and
Exactly.
mean, and you can't do it no more because it makes him feel bad.
Right.
He should feel bad.
Right.
Yep.
Especially as a chief priest.
And he needs to shut the fuck up.
Yep.
And all of you guys that's supporting that weirdo sadistic behavior need to shut the fuck up, man.
All of y'all.
Cheers to that.
And you guys don't want no bitter until it comes. And the bitterness, the real bitterness is going to come, and you guys are not going to be spiritually and mentally prepared for it, man. You guys think that you can go in the ring without sparring days, without heavy road work. You can just watch YouTube and watch some fighting videos, and then you're going to go into a championship level fight.
Right.
What do you think the Most High is preparing us for? Why are we doing this? The Most High don't need no run-up, build-up time. We're going through this for a purpose.
Right. Now I have the word for bitter for you in the Hebrew. It's marar. So that's where you get the word myrrh. And that's ultimately one of the root words of the word amarga. Amargo. America means bitter. So the word mar, all right, night mar, when you look at mare or mar, it means something bad that happened to you at night. So it's a bad experience you had at night. Night mare, mar.
A bitter night.
So America is bitter.
Yeah.
Egypt represented a bitter situation for the Israelites. So marar, to be bitter, to show bitterness. Now Mary, or Miriam, could be bitter or rebellious. See that? Embittered oneself, be enraged. This is bitter for a spiritual man. Now, I know you had some here.
Right, so I went to Gronk, and I like messing with Gronk.
That's a little humble.
It's a little humble.
Yeah.
Because you got a nigga in the world that has a hookup on the alcohol. Yeah, I know you're Teddy. You know, go to get down low from Teddy.
Yeah.
We're doing Gronk.
Yeah, he's just
Or ChatGPT to get historical points. Go ahead.
and flip it back on Esau. I put in what are the benefits of bitter herbs.
Hey, you brothers, make sure y'all take up the bitter herb pie.
Oh yeah, we've been eating it. We've been eating it the whole time.
Okay.
We've been eating it the whole time.
Oh, my nose hurt gone.
Yep, we ain't coming with the lettuce.
You have to
We
let
ain't doing lettuce wrap. Lettuce wraps ain't on the Passover menu.
No lettuce.
Yeah, like the side.
Yeah, it make his pussy itch.
You make light-skinned brothers look weak, man. Light-skinned brothers had their time. But now it's time for us, you know, the Idris Elba look. You make brothers, the light-skinned brothers.
Next Dr. Brown, right?
And we're proud of you, brother.
You got all the light skinned brothers in the camp.
And we talking about how, like, ultimately, these guys don't want to deal with the bitter.
They don't want to.
Because the bitter is what's needed
Yeah.
for life, for ultimately for us to get where we want to go. And Jake, bitterness and nasty, that's nasty.
What's that?
That's why they don't want to deal with the law. And when we bring
Right.
out what it is, they don't want to deal with it.
They
Because
get
it's
offended
the
at it.
bitterness of the Bible.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking, what's that little boosie where he's like, come on now, dog.
Come on, man. Come on,
All
man.
the light skinned brothers in the camp when they heard that side, they were like, come on now.
Because there was Albie Shore, you know what I'm saying? There was a Bach, you know, but now it's
Bobby Brown came in.
Hey, man, you guys got it, man. You guys got it, man. See you brothers doing, like, you know, whatever, through the spirit of Yahweh, whatever y'all picked up from us. But to see this, man, it's
beautiful.
It's beautiful, man.
It's a continuation of the truth.
Yeah, man.
This is my first Passover away from on top.
Yeah.
Man, wow.
So we going through the bitter the right way.
That's right.
We ain't trying to, you know, we ain't taking no
Lettuce
wrap. We going through the bitter the right way. Now, the
Straight
brother is looking up digestive health, just for you brothers, because another aspect of this new year is the Passover is the 14th day of the new year. We got to get healthy, man. We got to start making sure, because the world is different. So the bitters ain't bad. Right. So that was the Lord put a spirit on that to say that. But now we can use it to edify the flock, because bitters are very necessary for the body. Everything ain't about pleasing.
Yeah, because, and that's another example of poor leadership. Because even if you don't like the way it tastes and the way that you present and say what you say, it's going to affect the flock. So when you get on camera and you act like a bitch, you basically encourage bitch assness to the flock.
Right.
I don't like the way it tastes. So now that energy
Right.
goes to the flock. The rest of the flock's like, yeah, I don't like the way it tastes either.
Right.
So they all turn into pussies.
That's right. And sometimes you'll be wondering why your woman is in such a fucked up spirit, but then it'll be you.
Yeah.
Be like, you know what I'm saying? That's why she.
That's why she acting like this. I've been acting like a bitch. So now she's
bringing
it back on me.
Sometimes, every time.
Your son eats the bitter.
Right.
How old is he?
Our children eat bitter.
Yeah. My daughter.
We had them passing it out.
It's so funny. My wife asked my daughter. She's like, "Do you want to eat lettuce instead?" My daughter said, "So what? We're gonna cheat?" Like, you know?
Wow.
She
even understands.
She had more.
Just one moment. That's all it is. You ain't even gotta keep eating it.
My nephew better got me early. I'll mess with his head, man. Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
He's hard. A guy who talks about it.
That's why I said they never should have took bullying out of school. They never should have took it out of school.
Let's read this real quick.
Read this.
Let's go read this, brothers, real quick.
All right, so this, I said, what are the benefits of bitter herbs? It says bitter herbs, as referenced in the context of the Passover, Exodus 12 and 8, and various traditional practices typically include plants like horseradish, endive, sesame, dandelion, show thistle, parsley, among others.
No, wait a minute. Did they have romaine lettuce in there?
Yeah. Well, that's what the gutter rats do.
Yeah.
All right.
And we understand that we're rehearsing.
Good.
But it's really a mindset that exposed. See, everything is being exposed through Yahweh Shai. It said that the intents, the hearts and intents of men will be made manifest. So we take note of it. We look at everything. We see a bus drive by with a 444 and we call it.
Right. Call like how about
everything.
Yeah.
We in this thing for real. We ain't playing with this thing.
Circumspect.
Right, we looking at these guys, and if they say, if you say something, I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
And that's, that's responsibility. Their use in the Passover meal symbolizes the bitterness of slavery in Egypt. But beyond their symbolic role, many bitter herbs have documented health benefits rooted in their phytochemical content. Here's a breakdown of general benefits drawing from both traditional use and modern understanding. Digestive health, stimulation of digestion. Bitter herbs activate the bitter taste
Now,
receptors in the
not
mouth.
to come help us, so I want that brother to come kind of speak on it too. Yeah, just kind of, let that brother. Now, the nation of Israel, yeah, it's an order. The nation of Israel is clogged up.
Yeah.
The nation of Israel, the nation of Israel has came into Babylon, which is the new Egypt, and taken on some very wicked practices, man, that have clogged us up.
Yeah.
So now the Lord has given us this captivity to basically loosen the bowels, and so some of this wickedness can sort of flow out of us, man.
That's
and you
every
need
point.
bitters for that.
Yeah.
Now, you want to keep reading, or you want?
Right. I'm just gonna I'm gonna name them and then you can expound. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So it says digestive health, stimulation of digestion.
Right, and what it means by stimulation of digestion is when your body tastes the bitter principles, right? Things are turned on, things are activated, meaning hydrochloric acid is starting being pushed out, enzymes are starting to be made, the stomach starts to move, it starts to work, so it's going to kickstart digestion, especially in America. We're being attacked for our digestion. Nutricide, which is death by nutrition. The mineral how he processes it. So when you eat it, those things are actually supposed to stimulate digestion. You don't have bitter. When you look at any culture, they have bitter foods with their meals. They're always eating the bitter food. They're always eating the sour food. Sour foods also stimulate digestion, like your probiotics. But when you eat something bitter, things turn on. If your stomach is stagnant, you have indigestion or whatever, gas, that means you're not able to process food. So now you take the bitter, things turn on, and start boom, 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 starts working, right? It's like a kickstart. Then you get better digestion. Things start to flow, get out of the body. And most people have disease because everything is stuck in the body, ingestion.
All right. It says relief from bloating and indigestion.
Well, there you go. Relief from bloating and indigestion. Why? Because it turns on, it gets things going, right? If you're eating processed food, you're eating bullshit that lacks enzymes, that lacks minerals, that lack the right building principles of digestion, right? Then the food is going to sit there and it's just going to ferment, and then you're going to get bloated, and then you're not moving your bowels, right? You're not using the bathroom correct, every day. Those things build up, and what do? You get bloating, you get gas, you get acid that build back up, acid reflux, right? But it's very simple, like something like horseradish, eating that daily with meals, which horseradish also breaks down proteins. So you have certain herbs also that are bitter, but they also are pungent as well. They'll help break down foods, especially proteins in the body, which especially red meats are very heavy to digest.
Right.
So they sit in the system and they putrefy.
So just imagine all the stuff Israel has been through. It's just sitting in our system. So the bitter, the Lord gave us this bitter as a means to acknowledge, damn, we messed up.
Yep. That's why it says, in the affliction that shall seek me early.
Wow.
The bitterness makes you consider why is this happening?
Right.
What is the most I want? Because I want to get out of this,
Right, well, what is that, Ecclesiastes 7 chapter, the house of sorrow.
Yep, that's what,
Through the sorrowness of the heart, the mind is made better. That bitter, that bitterness, because now it's time to reflect and to think about these different things. Change your diet, that's part of it too. That weighs down on you. Okay, go ahead.
I got one for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Psalms 119 and 71, NLT. My suffering was good for me,
See?
for it taught me to pay attention to your decrees.
There you go. There you go. That's clear. That's clear. You really got to break that down.
Right.
But especially if Jake gets fucked up in the stomach, and that's where you pretty much interact and you put things into your body. That's the stomach is like the Esau called the second brain, but it also like symbolize your lust, and and symbolize your heart, your greed, you just excess, and that gets backed up, and you get fucked up. So what do you have to do? Well, you have to go to the bitters. You got to start eating bitter foods. You see what I'm saying? And when you go into all cultures, they always have a bitter food for digestion.
Yep.
Fermented food and bitter foods. Those are different taste buds that activate certain things. Here in America, which is salty and sweet, and savory. You through. Things are not moving. Things get backed up. Brain fog. Where does that start? Starts in the stomach. Okay, you get sick all the time. Where does that start? It starts in the stomach. Low energy, fatigue. Where does it start? It starts in the stomach. Everything starts in the stomach.
When you have a brother on the comment board saying, I've been suffering from stomach issues since last October, but this Passover I ate the bitter herb and it helped. So what are some bitters he can probably get?
Right, well, horseradish, dandelion greens, aloe vera, dandelion root, gentian root, chicory root, bitter melon you get at the grocery store, right? You can get ginger.
You can also make your own tinctures.
You can make a tincture.
Soursop?
Soursop. I'm not really I don't know about soursop.
Hey, can I give a testimony on this brother right here, Kanaki, Elder Kanaki? He's been working closely with the Apostle Ramla. But of course, since he's been here, which was my man, I hung out with him when I was back in the day. I was back in Oakland and Oaktown, right? When I hung out with this brother in Oaktown. Remember, I was mad because he wasn't there. The actual one, but how many years ago was that? Like, goddamn, 7 or 8 years ago. I was in Oaktown. I was out in Oakland, and I was in San Fran. I was in the Bay Area. I hung with this brother, and my health was all fucked up at that time. Which I ain't gonna get all into that. Y'all know.
You've been good lately. You've been good since you.
Wait.
Y'all know, man. That's why I use myself as a testimonial. I was fucked up. That was about 10 years ago, maybe. I had just turned 40. And my health was fucked up. I'm 52 years old now, but like 10 years ago or whatever, I thought I was going to die. And I really thought I was going to the spirit world. And I was like, whatever, man. That's what I'm about to remember. I was going through it, bro. Blood pressure issues. And I know why, because I was wilding out. But no, the funny part was I was working out and training and doing, but my diet wasn't right. My diet wasn't right, and me, y'all know me, I like to drink. I still drink, but now I balance it out a little bit better. But I ended up in the hospital a couple of times, man. My blood pressure was through the roof. Y'all know, right? And I was like, yo, I'm gonna die. That's back when this nigga was still around, the artist formerly known as Element.
You was eating avocados every day.
I was eating avocados every day. I was doing everything which the Apostle Ramla here told me to do that, and it helped. He was like, I thought I was gonna have like a massive heart attack, drop dead, whatever.
We put you on the hawthorn.
Bro, that's where you brothers come in.
Right.
These elders right here, Elder Yashimamba Ariala, and at the time the artist former, he didn't do.
Well, we didn't even have too much of the knowledge of the roots and herbs.
But y'all had enough.
Level now, listening to this brother and studying,
but y'all had enough, because remember, bro, I never forget, I was, at that time, I was going through it, the artist formerly known as Element, he was still there. But remember, the elders, they would always, y'all had the annual, what was that? It was around this time of year, y'all would always come to New York. Around this time of year, or a little before, or after.
Yeah, we're coming like October.
Yeah, Dallas would always come to New York. It was an annual thing. They would always come, the elders, right? So around that time of year, they came, and the Elder Ariala, Dr. D over there, they would come, and I was going through my issues, and we went to the health food store over there in Connecticut. I know right there, Stratford, Connecticut, right? And you know, he put me on the herbs, and I started doing it. But the main thing that he said to me was, you know, he's like, hey man, he's like, yeah, Elder, man, look, you do this, do that, do this, do that, man, but overall, it's prayer.
Prayer.
That's what this man Ariella said to me.
Yep, prayer and lifestyle change.
That was it, lifestyle change. You gotta do what you gotta do. And I followed that regimen. I followed that regimen, man. I did what the man told me to do. And you know what? It helped.
Yeah, I remember you lost like 40, 50 pounds.
Right, because it's about behavior patterns. Some people try to focus on the Lord don't work like that. You have to actually apply. Even this truth, the bitterness we're going through, it's a healing process. It's going how the Lord, it ain't something you take one pill and you feel, no, you have to actually.
Ain't no Ozempic for the truth.
Right, ain't no Ozempic for the truth. You have to actually apply this thing and change your behavior patterns. Your behavior patterns then will change to you changing, to you feeling. It ain't no one time I'm gonna do this 1 week, I'm going to diet. You know, you have to change your diet. You have to live a healthier life. You have to start to look at yourself. This is the temple of the Lord.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm serving the Lord in this temple. Let me do the best I can to it with what I have.
I got real quick. Titus 2:7. It says, in all things showing thyself a pattern of good works, in doctrine showing uncorruptness, gravity, sincerity, sound speech that cannot be condemned, that he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed, having no evil thing to say of you. But the reason why I wanted to bring that out is because you mentioned the word pattern. You see, like when somebody says, "Oh, I'm about to go on a diet," somebody will say, "I'm going on a diet, and it's going to be for a week," and then the next week you go back to that bullshit. You see, your diet should be your lifestyle.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The things that you eat, the things that you do, your exercise. They shouldn't just be, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go on a diet and I'm gonna run 4 miles this week, and that's gonna be it," and then you go right back to the same BS that you was doing before, man. Your diet should be a lifestyle change. So, taking these scriptures and applying it to your life, that's a life change. See what I'm saying?
The truth in health can't be different anymore. Right. You have to start now. Of course, we ain't gonna get it perfect, and of course, we're leaning on your Shai. The scriptures say bodily exercise profits little, but little with the Lord is good.
Right.
He gave us, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you pray, but you have to start looking at your health as the truth as well.
Yeah.
And sometimes brothers get the demons on them, it's burdensome, but once you start feeling better, it's not. Because why you want to walk around feeling and looking all fucked up?
Yeah, man.
Hey, when you look up the word diet in the etymology, it's way of life.
Wow.
Wow. Evan.
And when the word health means whole. When the body's whole, you're healthy. That's pretty much what healthy means. Whole. It means everything's working in the proper function.
Right.
So every part of the body's working.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't gonna be 100% because Yahweh Shai said he's gonna come to get it in the wings.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we're doing the best that we can with these broken down bodies till he gets back. Give us a new one.
Yep.
We're ready for that.
It's beautiful, man.
Check this out. It says, what is the biblical diet called? The biblical diet, the Daniel fast.
Wow.
Well, yeah, and if I could say this too, because Daniel didn't really go on a fast.
Right.
Fast is an actual absence of food and water, right? It's an absence. That was his diet, right? Because it was a test. He did the test. And look, I'm gonna eat this 10 days. But around 10 days, when you do anything around 10 days, you're gonna see if it was a benefit or not. Right? You go on a cleanse or a fast or whatever you want to call it. Around 10 days, it's like a shift in the body. It's like you can really feel it. Okay, I'm feeling different. That means keep going.
Keep going.
You see
That's
what I'm
it.
saying?
That's when it's no longer a burden. When you feel better,
Yep.
it's like,
Yep.
you should want to feel better.
Yeah, because you got to look at health as long term. So your diet has to be, if you're on a good diet and your lifestyle is conducive to healing, then you're going to feel good. If your lifestyle is conducive to acid, it's parasitic,
Sugar and
it's
shit. Yeah.
conducive to mold and yeast and just bad behavior and just your mind racing all the goddamn time, bloated all the time. How can you live a good life, you bloated all the time?
You irritated, but you got to deal with people.
You trying to do a video and you bloated out of control. You know what I mean? I mean, the Lord can still work through you. Absolutely. But we have things set in place to help us out.
Right. I say this, why do you not think Big Shirley and all them act the way they act?
Backed up.
Why you think they act? Big Shirley, Mookie, Ray, you know, Jake. Why y'all think they behave the way they behave? Because their body is all fucked up, so that it affects your mental state. Yes, it does.
Well, how can I say one thing?
No, you get it, man.
Also, the bitters, I'm not sure they'll go into that. A lot of the bitter herbs are anti-parasitic as well.
It goes into it.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No,
I was gonna say a lot of the bitter herbs also, well, they used to call anesthetic, which are anti-parasitic herbs.
Yep.
So you'll take these different herbs, not because you have stomach issues now, because the herbs, it's not just a bitter does one thing. A bitter does multiple things. It works on your circulation. It works on digestion. It works on your heart. It works on a full system, but it's directed towards the stomach. But the bitter energy moves things down, right? It moves things down, so it moves things out of the body. See what I'm saying? It moves things out of the body, which those are the toxins. But also, it kills the parasites. Because you got to think about it. Parasites are there for a reason. Most sides create parasites, right? So you're going to pick up parasites. That's just the way that things go. But the Lord also, He set up different herbs that you're supposed to eat in your diet, right? To be anti-parasitic, right? And a lot of those herbs are bitter herbs. So over time, you pick up parasites, and you fucked up in the head, you can't sleep, your back hurt, your kidney, your liver, this, that, you bloating, but you're not eating no herbs to combat. Go ahead.
Sirach 38:4. This is Elder Menachezak Shalom.
Shalom. Lord, soldier.
Yeah. The Lord have created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them.
Well, yeah, because the majority of the Americans, the standard American diet, which is also known as SAD, right? The standard American diet is void of medicine. It's processed. You have medicine right there at your grocery store. You have dandelion greens, you have ginger, you have turmeric, you got a lot of information in your body. Turmeric is right at the grocery store. It's right there, knock that bitch out. You see what I'm saying? Garlic would kill parasites. It would help, it's not medical advice.
Right.
It would help with circulation, cholesterol. Get your it'll boost your health in general. Horseradish is right at the grocery store.
And if something is like the brother said, he has stomach issues, well, you got to start looking at what you're eating too. And there's certain things you may like that may work against you. So that's an aspect of discipline, to where it's something that you may enjoy, but you got to give it up. I love me some cheese. I love me some sour cream and cheese on a burrito. But there came a point where this is killing me. So there's a lot, that you're gonna have to give up too. As a sacrifice, and that's part of bitterness.
So then when one buys, I always forget it. That we could be rolling. I mean, when taco. Oh, remember that taco spot?
Man, we had to give it up.
By the camp. Every Friday night, we knew. I love that spot.
Twisted Trumpo.
Y'all know that motherfucker, goddamn spot down there. There's motherfuckers over there. But I like that spot. I love going there. Food be good as a motherfucker, right? Every Friday night, y'all know. Two brothers in the camp, no? Every Friday night, yo, spot.
They loved us too.
They loved us too, right? But and that's when I lived in Williamsburg. Every Friday night I ride one bar.
Red water.
That's when I lived around the corner from one bar. And me and one bar drive, and he'd be okay driving home. He'd be okay. And the next day I hit him and you, hey man, I'm fucked up.
Yeah, drinking that shit.
No, eating that shit at that spot. The taco, y'all know the taco spot. And I'm like, yo, but I'm fucked up. The elder be sick. So like the elder just want me to say this, like we had to get to a point, nah, brother, we ain't eating that.
Right. There's certain things that you enjoy that work against you.
Yeah.
And that's a part of discipline. So coming into this new year, the new year is where you have to have a new mindset. We're not in the 80s, 90s. This is a different time. Things are weaponized against you.
Yeah.